I got a new trifold cover from Paper Republic, so we're gonna set that up together. And there we go. Hello, my Sunny Bays. Welcome back. I'm so glad you could make it. To be absolutely transparent and honest with you, I actually have no idea how this hangout is gonna go. All I know is that I'm so glad that you're here and that we're spending time together. My initial thought was that I wanted this to be a reading vlog, but at the same time, I just finished my book of the month, which was Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Not gonna lie, that put me in a slight reading slump, so I don't think this is going to contain a lot of reading. However, I am going to try my best because I am getting into a new rom-com. It's called Done and Dusted or something like that by Lila Sage, I believe. I'm hoping that a fluffy romance will kind of get me out of this book slump that Catabasis put me in. That said, I think this is going to be maybe a compilation of a couple of days where I try to focus on my analog hobbies like reading, journaling. Ooh, speaking of journaling, I am going to switch out my journal covers as well because if you saw my last video, I got a new trifold cover from Paper Republic. So that's exciting and I really want to get on that and start using it ASAP. So we're going to set that up together. My journal ecosystem isn't changing. It's just I'm swapping out the covers. So don't you worry. I know I literally changed it up 2 videos ago. So don't worry. This is not another switch up or anything. I am literally just swapping the covers. Okay. We had a really big snowstorm the other day. So we have a beautiful landscape of white fluffy snow on the ground, but it's a bit of an icy condition. But I'm still going to go to the gym because my friend Jess is going to help me weight train today, which I'm so excited about. I haven't been able to work out the past 2 days, which makes me feel like kind of icky. I want to get some movement in. Let's go ahead and do that first. I have a really cute, simple outfit on. This is the Define jacket by Lululemon. I have some cargo pants from Aritzia, and then underneath it, that you can't see it, but you'll see it at the gym, I have a set from Aloe, which it's one of my most aesthetic biker short and sports bra set, which I am obsessed with. It's in this beautiful olive color, so I'll show it to you when we get there. And you can say hi to my friend Jess. Let's go ahead and get going. Hi, do you want to say hi? What are we doing today? Wow. Oh my god. Yeah, go Jess.
Nice. Good job.
Oh my goodness, good morning. Don't even ask me about what happened last night because I took a very late nap and then I woke up at like 10:15 p.m. and was like, well, now I gotta go back to bed. Just transport myself from my couch to my bed. Although it sounds silly, that's literally what happened last night. And I think it's because my body was just not used to weightlifting like that. And this morning, I was actually surprised that I was able to wake up as early as I did. Just to show you what I wrote down in my planner for today. It's very simple, but I thought I would show you since we all love paper here and planning. Especially because this vlog is basically me doing all things off of my phone. And this is one of the ways that I like to keep my brain off of my phone the first thing in the morning. It is Tuesday the 27th for me. And I have my schedule right here written down on this side, and then on the grid side, I have my to-do list that is writing down my tasks that are prescribed for that particular day. So I do have to bathe Romper today because we have house cleaners coming tomorrow, and we like to bathe him before they come so that everything is spiffy afterwards since his hair just gets everywhere when we bathe him. The only thing that's on my schedule today after work is my workout, which is going to be reformers Reformer Pilates, which is also called CTR at my local gym. I used to write down exact times as well when those events would happen, but I decided not to anymore since sometimes those times change, not with workout classes specifically, but with my other things, like when I want to make plans to meet up with my friends. It's kind of a tentative time. So I was kind of getting sick and tired of always having to white out the mistakes and then rewrite the correct times every single time that they change. So I stopped doing that. Anyway, that is the agenda / planning for today. Now, this is the exciting part that you've been waiting for. Oh my goodness. Okay. As you know already, I have my memory keeping journal in this beautiful black leather cover from Paper Republic already. This is the one that I purchased a couple months ago in 2025 to dedicate as my memory keeper. So it has my daily, weekly, monthly recap journal in here that's in one book. I also have my travel journal in a thinner notebook, and then the other notebook is my, what was it? How did I forget? My reading journal. That converted into a media journal along the way. But yeah, that is also a smaller notebook refill here. If you watched my last video, you would have seen that Paper Republic very generously and kindly gifted me this new cover. This is a new style that I do not have in my collection, which is the reason why I chose this one. I really wanted to try it out because it's the trifold style. It's called Le Trifold. If you're in the journaling community, you would know that Louise Carmen is another big name in the journal planning space, and they are very famously known for their trifold, and Paper Republic has one as well, so I decided to try it out. This is in the color Cognac, which is absolutely stunning in my opinion, and on the inside is the color Natural. I just love the contrast stitching on this and also the minimalist pocket on one side. It does come with a refill already inside the journal so that you can start writing in it right away. However, I'm going to switch things out because what I'm going to do is move my contents from this black one into the Cognac, since I want to try the trifold as my daily journal and I write in this every single day. Moving forward, the plans for this black bifold leather cover, I'm honestly still playing around with the idea of it, but it might be kind of like a floater, like it's gonna float around my house. It could be brainstorm idea dumping. Charlie and I sometimes need a space to write in when we're planning out our travel itinerary or what we want to eat throughout the week, stuff like that. And I thought this would also be nice to house our errands log or like a house log of when the last time that we did something. For example, like when is the last time that we switched out our HVAC, or when's the last time that we fixed our roof? Boring adulting house ownership things, which is in the grand scheme of things, probably something that I absolutely need in my life because I can never remember the last time we changed our filters or, I don't know, cleaned out our laundry washer thing. You know, those are boring things that I just don't want to keep track of. So I feel like this could be a good home for it. We'll see. It's still a work in progress, but a worst case scenario, if I really feel like I'm not gonna use this for anything else, I'm just going to keep this in my back stock and switch out the covers as my mood changes. For example, this black one, I love it because it is a bifold. It's so easy to just like whip open and there's no third arm like hanging out to the side taking up real estate on my table. So if I don't love this one, I might switch back to this one. Or if I do still like the trifold, then I might switch back and forth. Like in the summer, whip this out and use this. In the winter, switch it out to this one and use this instead, because I feel like that is so fun to do. I like to switch things up and make things fresh. That said, I have my lovely tea. I am drinking my Osolok hibiscus tea, I believe. It's like sweet hibiscus. The very first thing that I do when I get a new journal cover, I go ahead and put in my charms on this ribbon right here that comes out from the spine. I know a lot of journaling companies actually have their string coming out from the back, like behind the journal, like where it sits down. But I actually love the fact that Paper Republic does it on the spine because it just like doesn't hit the back of the, I don't know, it's like less bulk, you know, when you're laying down the paper on the table. I'm going to undo this string so that I can put in these charms. These ones are sentimental from my childhood. Both of these are from like when I was in grade school, like elementary school. That's how young I was, and I kept it all these years, which is absolutely crazy of me, but what can I say? I'm a sucker for nostalgia and sentimental items like this. I don't keep everything, I don't hoard, but these types of things, I just can't let go of them. Like this one, I have a really tumultuous relationship with my mother. I have a really crazy dysfunctional family dynamic, but when my mom and I were close, she gifted me this for Valentine's Day. This is what she got me. It's like just a bedazzled hand, which is so funny. This is what it looks like. And then the other one is from my elementary school ESOL teacher, because if you didn't know, I was actually born in Korea. And when I moved here, I knew zero English. Like literally, I didn't even know how to say, can I use the bathroom? Like that's how bad it was. My ESOL teacher was my saving grace. She was such a beautiful, kind angel of a human. Like I literally loved her so much. She spent way more time with me because she knew some of the, childhood things that were going on with my family and stuff like that. So I feel like she provided me a lot of safety and comfort when I was growing up. She was my second grade teacher, and she gave me this for Christmas. Oh my gosh. It's a little chunky heart. And I think it's so funny that they're both silver, because I guess when I was younger, I liked silver and that's funny to me because I do not wear silver jewelry at all anymore, which is the reason why I feel like this is perfect for this journal. And the silver against the warmth of the cognac color, I feel like that would be really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then we can move over the journal paper refills together. All right, let's get down to it. I hope you can see everything really well. I really love this kind of split screen action that we have going on right here. I think this is the right setup for my plan with me's and journal with me's, because for me personally, I love journaling videos, but sometimes I wish that I can see the creator's face. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, when I communicate with people, I love eye contact, and that's what I want to provide you when I create my videos, so that it's a little bit different than what other people do. Hopefully this is something that you like as well. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is basically put on my charms onto this ribbon, just like how I have it on my black one. You can see that there are 3 charms. These ones I actually got pretty recently. These are from Bubble Bar, and then this one is from Monday's Made. These represent some of my favorite things, right? So I have a camera here because I like to document my life. In the middle, I have an airplane, which shows that I love to travel. And last but not least, this is my favorite flower, which is a daisy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get cracking on this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get the notebook out. It's really easy. You just kind of slide it out like this. This ribbon right here is attached by this middle hole. You can see right there. I'm going to untie the knot because we need to get in there so we can thread these lovely charms in it. Sometimes my nails like to cooperate and help me take these knots out, but other times it's a little bit more difficult. There we go. I got it. All right, and then I'm just going to slide this out. So now we have this string, and all you do, it's really easy. You just thread this in like that. Make sure it's facing the way that you want it to. So for me, it's like this. So now that I have the charms in this little loop, I'm gonna go ahead and thread this back into the hole here in the middle so that it oh no, that's not it. I almost showed you the wrong thing. Okay, so we're gonna go to the outside of the cover. You see that little hole right there? We're going to thread this back in just like that. And then grab the 2 strings like that. And then you can see on the outside, my charms are successfully in this little string. Now I just retie the knot. It's that simple. I'm gonna have it pretty loose for now in case I do need to make it tighter after I put in my journals. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And there we go. Now that we have the charms in, let's go ahead and swap out the journal inserts from this one onto here. First and foremost, I'm gonna move the cognac one to the side. This one is my reading journal. I'm gonna slide that out. This is my daily memory keeper. I'm gonna also slide that one out. And last but not least is my travel diary. And that one just has it on the extra string. All right, so this one I'm gonna place to the side, bring back my cognac, and then now we're gonna start threading the refills in here with these 3 strings. So the trifold comes with 3 sets of holes for 3 configurations, which allows you to place 6 notebooks in here. I do not have 6 notebooks, and I'm not gonna put 6 notebooks in here just for the heck of it without any purpose. So I'm going to stick with the 3 that I showed you that was already in my black. So let's go ahead and place my travel journal first in the back. So you go to the middle and simply place this through like this. Then I'm gonna move on to my daily journal and place that in the middle because for some reason I like these chunkier ones in the middle of the journal. And I'm going to slide that in. Beautiful. Last but not least is my front page, which is my media journal. I'm gonna place that at the very front string. There you go. And I feel like the tightness is pretty good. I like to just pull on them to see if they're too tight, and I think these are actually well done. I'm also going to place my dot stickers in here because I use these for my index of my reading / media log. As you can see, I have these like dots that I use here with the index here at the bottom. So I need these accessible to me, so I'm gonna place that in this little pocket. I also use these tab stickers to tab my daily journal with where the month starts. So this is my daily recap journal, and I have the tab here so I can get to it every single day fairly quickly. So I'm gonna place that here as well. I do have a 2026 year at a glance. This is a freebie that I got from my order from Poyenhan. I love Poyenhan. I have a discount code with them if you wanted to shop there. It's awesome that they gave this to me because I love having this in my journal as well here in case I need to reference back to the dates in 2026. Beautiful. I think that's honestly what this looks like completed. Oh my gosh, I'm like at a loss for words because of how beautiful it looks. I love looking at the spine, like from the top. Doesn't that just look amazing? Like such a nice little sandwich. This is definitely going to need a little bit of use to get more flexible and buttery soft. Like my black one, it's so much more like less stiff now that I've used it for a couple months. I know that this is also going to get even softer and just really nice to the touch as soon as I break it in. You can close it this way, like a little envelope where the scalloped edges are on the outside, or you can put it on the inside like this. I kind of like it. I don't know, I might like switch it up and see what I like best. I do think that this needs to be a little bit more flexible, so I'm gonna mold it as much as I can. It's really soft leather, so it doesn't take a lot of effort. Alrighty, I think I massaged the leather enough so it's a little bit more flexible now. So now I'm just going to put the ribbon and just look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, this looks so stunning. If you had more charms and you wanted to, you could place them on these little loops here on the spine. But for me, I honestly didn't like it so much when I tried it on the pocket because it would scratch up the leather up here and I just didn't like the look of it as much. This is perfect for me on the ribbon, and I love that you can just do that and put this to the top like this when you want it to journal so it's not scratching your leather underneath the spine or anything. Let's see how the writing experience is going to be over time, because I have a feeling that maybe this flap is going to hinder me when I write. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to bother me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm right-handed, so This is just going to kind of stick up like this. We'll see. It's too early to tell. I literally haven't written in it at all. So I'm going to go ahead and do my daily recap. And yeah, we'll see how things go from here. As you just saw, I filled out my reading journal, or I keep saying that, but it's a media journal now. I converted it halfway through January because I realized that I want more excuses to write in my reading journal, and I just don't read that fast for me to constantly get a chance to write in here. So I decided to convert it into a media log so that I can include shows and movies as well, because obviously collectively those three categories, I feel like I do enough where I get to visit my precious, precious journal. Of course, I love my daily recaps and weekly recaps. I feel like those give me so much satisfaction once I'm done with them, but I just feel that my media journal has this additional layer of joy and spark I can't explain. Anyway, let me give you a small little tour because I love these types of things and maybe you're curious about how I structured it. So let's go ahead and take it out of my beautiful cover. I'm just going to take the notebook out so that I can easily show you up close and personal. Can I speak this morning? This is what the cover looks like. I absolutely love how I decorated it. I did this when I was with Jenna a couple months ago when we were journaling together at a cafe, and I just thought that this came out so appropriate for a media journal. It's such a vibe. I love the little paper cutout, and it actually wraps around to the back as well. I kept it pretty simple back here because I wanted it to look cohesive. The very first thing that you see is just another decor here. This is a book plate. I got it from a really cute book/brunch cafe in Virginia. I think it was in Arlington. They were selling these and I thought they were so incredibly beautiful. The artwork is stunning. And I also gifted these to a couple of my friends, including Jenna, because I'm just obsessed with this and I need everyone to have it. Am I the only person who doesn't like to decorate or put anything on the very first page of a journal? I don't know, it gives me anxiety, so I just left it. The very first page that I write in is my reading log, and this is just a simple list of all the books, and this is just specific to books. It doesn't have anything like movies or shows. I number them in each row and write down every single book that I am reading in 2026, so I only fill this out once I'm done with the book. So you can see that Calabasas is on there as number 2 now, and the dates that I finished them, my rating, genre, the format I read it in, all that jazz. It's just going to continue down the rows and then go to the next page as well once I get to that. These 2 pages are just the right amount of space for me to need for the whole year because I only read maybe like anywhere from like 30 to 40 books a year now. The following page currently is blank because it is my dedicated monthly faves, and I have them in a grid format so that each month gets a little square. And I think once January is over, I'm going to reevaluate everything that I've consumed in terms of media and pick my favorite one, put a sticker on here, and then maybe do some decoration. I don't know. This is still TBD, but that was the purpose for this spread. Next page, this is the start of my record keeping / reflections / review of all the media that I've consumed. So I also did include an index at the bottom of the first page because I forgot to do that. And I was like, maybe this is helpful for me. I'll show you the overall page first, but this is what it looks like. I did fill out both of these pages. I finished Calabasas at the bottom here on the last page, but here at the bottom you can see that I created a little index. I have the green dot for books, the espresso dark brown for movies, And at the very bottom, you'll see the one for shows, which is kind of this nude circle transparent sticker that I got from Cloth and Paper. I absolutely love this format. A lot of people do this to do their Commonplace journal, but I decided to do it for my media journal because I thought it worked really well. On the left side, I have a photo sticker of the book cover or the show poster, like stuff like that right here, so I can immediately tell what it was. And then to the right side of it, I just put the dates that I've consumed it, and then underneath it is my like summary recap, if you will, of how I thought about the media. So this is what it looks like so far. I just finished Calabasas. It was a quite long note on this one because I truly still don't know how I feel about it. I think it kind of put me in a book slump, not in like a bad way, but I'm just like, whoa, what did I just read? A little reading update. I started reading Done and Dusted last night, and honestly, I'm having a fantastic time. It is such a cute little rom-com. I'm excited. I think I'm maybe 10% in, so not too far in, but oh my God, it's so fast. It's quick and easy. It's just a fun time. It's like a potato chip type of book, you know? So that's exactly what I needed after Calabasas, to be honest. That is everything that's in my media journal so far. I cannot wait for it to get fluffy and full of all of my memos from everything that I've consumed in 2026. I have a feeling that I will probably use up all these pages, but we'll see. Maybe I'll even spill over, but I love this little notebook refill for it. This is from Paper Republic. I usually try not to fall behind on this because I just want my thoughts to be as fresh and recent as possible, especially because my memory is sometimes like very questionable. It's kind of like a goldfish. Now that we are done talking about it, I'm just gonna slide it back into my journal cover. Oh my gosh, I love the color of this so much. You know what I think I'm gonna do though? I am going to put some mink oil on it because it does help the leather just feel a little bit more smooth and buttery, gives it that suppleness that I really want, keeps it from getting dirty. It makes it a little bit easier to clean if there are any marks or dents on it. So I'm gonna do that probably today. Okay, one last thing before I let you go. I wanted to show you my Commonplace notebook in my Paper Republic A6 journal. If you saw my previous videos, you know that I switched up a couple of my journal covers and updated my journal ecosystem. I know it probably feels silly because we are still in January, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is now acting as my everyday carry, and I love this adjustment so much because it actually allowed me to insert one other slim notebook in here for my Commonplace. At the very, very beginning of me exploring my journal ecosystem for 2026, I did contemplate on adding my Commonplace into my bigger A5, but then I realized I don't need that much space just to write in quotes and borrowed words from other sources, just because I don't really do it that often, to be honest, because I have all these other sources of or methods of documenting those types of things. Like I have a reading journal, so if I find a quote that I really like from a book that I'm reading, I would rather annotate there. If I hear something that someone says, I usually jot it down on my phone, but I do want to break that habit. I don't want to be jotting down these little bits and pieces that I want to lock into my brain on my phone. It just doesn't serve me right. So I decided that, hey, since I have room in my A6, might as well put it in here, right? This everyday carry is such an emotional support journal for me, and it goes wherever I go. Some of my favorite notebooks are in here just because of the things that I do in it, like my cocktails and coffee doodle book is in here, and my Commonplace, and also my brain dump notebook. If you're curious about my entire journaling system, I do have several videos on it, so just make sure to check those out on my channel. You can just write down like journal ecosystem and you will see everything. All right, let's just flip straight to my Commonplace. So this is what it looks like. I have this book plate everywhere. I told you I love this art. It's so good. I placed one right here as well, and then with some cute, cozy stickers. If you can tell, the cover has a lot of book-related things because this initially was supposed to be my reading journal, but obviously we didn't go forward with that plan, and now I'm repurposing it for my Commonplace. I barely have anything on here so far, like it's pretty empty, but these are the two things that I have documented so far. One of them is a quote that I saw Jenna quote in her channel on one of her videos. I really liked it. It says, "Your boundaries have to be stronger than your empathy." And then I really loved this quote that I heard from a YouTube video by Carrie Cakes. Carrie Cakes is one of those YouTube videos that are just such a comfort watch for me. Her content just gives me so much inspiration on the day-to-day, especially because she creates a lot of videos on slowing down and living more intentionally, getting off of your phone and social media, all of that stuff. So it just makes you think a little bit more about your day-to-day. So this quote I saw in her video that she saw from a book called The Principles of Psychology, Volume 1. And it says, "My experience is what I attend to. Only those items I notice shape my mind. Without selective interest, the consciousness of every creative would be a gray, chaotic indiscriminateness impossible for us even to conceive." She used that quote to basically explain why our brains are just not meant for consuming constant dopamine through the form of short form media. If you're interested in further exploring that topic, she goes deep into it, so I'll link her video in the description. Those two things are here, and I wrote this one down yesterday, so it was fresh on my mind and I wanted to show you. And that concludes our hangout. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me today. I sincerely enjoyed every moment that we had in this video, especially because it was filled with all the things that I love to do off of my phone. So if you're into intentional living, making meaning and purpose in the day-to-day day-to-day life. Definitely go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you to join our little corner here on the internet. If you want to hang out for a little longer, definitely go ahead and check out my previous video right here. It was a couple of soft, productive reset days for me, so I go through how I prioritize and balance my tasks without feeling guilty about not being able to get everything done. So if that aligns with something that you need to be better at, like me, definitely go ahead and check it out. Just to give you something to look forward to, I think next week is going to be my February plan with me, and on top of that, we're going to do a journal flip through of January. I think that's going to be a really fun time because I get to share more in detail how I plan out my months and what we're going to write about for our monthly page, and additionally go through some of my favorite pages that I created from January. Let me know in the comments if you've also been intentionally trying to get off of your phone and have less screen time. I know that's been one of my biggest focuses in 2026, at least at the beginning of it now, until it becomes a habit. Tell me how that's going for you because I would love to know and see that we're on the same boat. Cheers to more meaningful days ahead, and I will talk to you in the comments. Bye.